Joined now by Peter Dasler, President, CEO of CanAlaska Uranium. This is a project generator with extensive land holdings in the Athabasca Basin. Peter, thanks for joining me today on set. How are you?
Albert, it's great to be here. I think we're going to have an exciting show. We've got new Sprott shareholders and we're drilling holes.
Most of the people are familiar with Sprott and what we do, are familiar with the prospect generator model, but for the benefit of the people who are new, perhaps you could go into a little bit what you do.
Well, the prospect generator model to me is about having an advanced contrarian view. When we looked at uranium back in 2004, nobody knew what nuclear power was. They didn't understand the value of uranium. And so we started assembling resource projects in the uranium space. That's paid out very handsomely. We had 25 uranium properties in the Athabasca Basin, and we were able to then bring in parties to help us develop them. Mitsubishi Corporation came in with MC Resources and put in almost $17 million and developed the project, which Cameco subsequently has come in and put $5 million into. So we're developing these projects with other people's money. We have a partnership at the moment with Denison on another uranium property and another one with Chuck Ficky's company. And so we look for these opportunities in advance. We're capable of evaluating good pieces of ground, but we always try to be there beforehand. That's the contrarian view. Similarly, since the Fukushima event, we've been seeing a downturn, but we've seen a rebuild of electric vehicles. And so we went out 4 years ago and started acquiring nickel projects. Nobody was giving us competition in the staking of that ground, and we've since now packaged up some nickel properties that will be perfect for electric vehicle use and people to make more discoveries. So as the prospect generator, we get in early, we spend our own money to get these things focused and put together. We market it to the other larger international groups to come and fund the exploration, and we ride on their coattails and give our shareholders a good return. That's why we've only got 45 million shares issued.
Right, and so it combines, I guess, low capital requirement with, I guess, a high degree of intellectual capital, right? And that's where the value comes in.
The value is the intellectual capital. My exploration manager is Dr. Carl Schiemann. Carl drilled the very first hole in the Cigar Lake uranium mine back in 1981. He ran operations for Kojima, the French company at that time, and we joined together in 2004 because we figured that there was more opportunities in the Athabasca to make more discoveries, and that's what we've been able to do since then. Similarly, our technical team, our geophysical team have been able to put together targets that you could never see before because the computing power wasn't available. So put this stuff together. There'll be end users who need it, and we wait in line for those to come along.
What do you look for in a good partner when you're partnering to move the project forward?
They have to want the commodity. They have to want the commodity. And then you can pretty much do the deal that you want to have. We definitely went out to Asian community, to Japan and to Korea to look for those people, met them at conferences, brought them back to see what was going on, because that's where the consumption was. We brought in a number of other parties who said, well, we can raise some money, and on those properties we gave them the smaller properties that could actually have a success with a small drill program. So they have to have the means to do what's going on here. You know, it's not inexpensive to go and drill uranium projects or nickel or copper or gold projects, but they do exist out there. And in our backyard here in Canada, we've got so many opportunities.
Let's talk a little bit to investors. Obviously, you know, uranium is a bumpy market, but lately showing signs of life. What's going on, I guess, since June? That's been kind of giving you a boost.
Well, several things have happened since June. We've had the indecision taken out of the market concerning the U.S. Trade quotas coming in. But we've also seen a leveling out of the uranium market, the spot price, and even some comments from Cameco about settling some more long-term contracts. Existing contracts, not new ones, but they said that fulfilled some longer-term contracts. In my view, Cameco is looking at $50 to do that. And so maybe this contracting is going under the wire. We've certainly seen more bullish comments from Cameco about the market settling down, it's becoming more balanced. But we've also seen the Kazakhs becoming more responsible with a new marketing arm coming out there. So I think it's changed. We know that the end users are going to need more uranium, and their contracts are probably down to 2 or 3 years out there in front of them right now, maybe 10, but you really need 20 or 30 years in front of you to know that you got supply for a nuclear power plant. I like it that our Canadian projects are in the lowest quartile producers. I like it that we have something that's completely different to everybody else, and we're in a very secure territory. So I think we will get attention very quickly once the market starts to turn, and I think it's turning.
Okay, so we have a lot of your investors watching here, people maybe who are interested in your firm. What should we be watching in the next 2 quarters from CanAlaska?
Well, the next 2 quarters are about more discovery drill holes. We have 5% uranium mineralization in drill holes that Cameco left us with. Currently we have 2 holes, one either side of that mineralization, and we're going to put at least 2 more holes into there over the next month. We think we have an excellent opportunity to find another large high-grade zone like next door at Fox Lake, and we have the land position and the alteration in over about 1 mile in length, 2 kilometers in length, where we see uranium mineralization that seems to represent multiple pods. That's the same footprint as MacArthur, that's the same footprint as Cigar Lake, and I think it's very exciting that we can get these drill holes into it now and then look to bring new partners in, either get Cameco re-involved aggressively or bring other parties in to work with us.
All right, Peter Dasler, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.